So today we're going to make a tincture of organic Saw Palmetto berries. As you can see here, we use these beautiful Saw Palmetto berries from a supplier we've worked with for a long time in Florida, where most all of it comes from anyway. These are naturally dried. I wouldn't call them brittle, but the outsides are a little cracked so that it's very porous. This way you don't have to break these open at all. I don't suggest it. These are porous enough where you want to let the alcohol do the work. That's really the key. And when I say alcohol, we use 100 proof vodka. Doesn't matter the brand as long as it's a legit store-bought brand. Make sure it's 100 proof. 100 proof is the perfect strength for extraction in a tincture, in my opinion. And the other reason we use vodka is because vodka doesn't leave any weird kind of aftertaste or anything. We want to taste and smell the Saw Palmetto berries in this case. So it's all about the herb and not the alcohol. You know, the alcohol is just a tool to extract with, and that's the key. So as you would with the Saw Palmetto berries, or even making something like this is an olive leaf tincture. This is about 14 days old now. It's got to go 60 days maximum for this. It's really an excellent way to make a medicinal tincture that is higher quality than probably a lot of the crap you're going to buy on the marketplace. Because sometimes I'll open something and it'll say organic grain alcohol and whatnot, and I smell it and it's very light and it doesn't look right. Or they'll add things like glycerin or MCT coconut oil to it. I don't like that. The best medicinal tinctures are purely extracted with alcohol. That is a fact. That's how you're going to get the most out of it. So anyway, what we do is generally we work in gallons. Okay, so today I think I'm going to make 7 gallons of Saw Palmetto. Basically, any jar, depending on the size, so in this case it's a gallon jar, you're going to fill it up halfway, just eye it. Even if you're using a small jar, you don't have to make a gallon like I do, but fill your jar halfway with, in this case, the Saw Palmetto berries, or in this case, it was dried olive leaf, okay? Again, both of these were organic plant matter to begin with. I like to use organic. So you have to know your suppliers or grow your own, which in some cases we do. These days we make most of our own tinctures, and we plan to make all of our own tinctures for our own products as ingredients. Because frankly, the supply chain and the market, we've been getting gouged. Quality is no good anymore. They're bringing in crap from China and telling you it's made in the USA, and I can tell because the quality's not there. So we started making our own, and aside from using these as ingredients in our own wellness products, we're going to actually start selling our tinctures now because they're actually higher quality than most everything out there. And I think we can even give the consumer a better price and source everything and make everything in America, which is the key. So anyway, here's our Saw Palmetto berries. You fill the jar halfway. And what you want to do with the vodka, remember, 100 proof only, no less. You can do, like, there's Devil's Spring vodka, 160 proof. Personally, I think that's overkill. You can easily walk in and get 100 proof vodka in any liquor store. So, you know, Devil's Springs, you're going to have to look around. Great stuff. But I do believe it's overkill. I've also seen that if you go over 100 proof, sometimes I think it almost dilutes it a little too much. You know, I think it almost starts to break down the medicinal matter that you're after. You know, it's a little too strong almost. Maybe almost like putting a rubbing alcohol or something on there. It's just, you know, it's too much. Also, 100 proof is safe. You know, it's safe to drink. Not that you should be taking shots of this. But you want something that's safe for the consumer, safe to use. And, you know, 100 proof vodka is it. It's easy to get. It's safe. It's cheap. It's good. So basically what you want to do with your vodka, we'll just speed up the process here a little bit. You want to not only completely cover your herbal matter, in this case saw palmetto berries, you want to go all the way to the top of the jar. So you want to basically double the volume you have on there. So if you have the jar half full, you're going to fill it all the way. So you're going to fill it right up. You want to leave a little room for it to breathe. And you also want to leave, especially anywhere where it may be like 70 degrees or over, because remember, this stuff is flammable as hell. You want to leave a little bit of room there, just for the pressure and fumes to build up in there, because eventually you're going to tighten it, but you want it to first kind of work, and it'll, within a few days, you'll see it go down a little bit more, because the berries in this case will suck up some of the alcohol as it starts extracting. And as you can see, it's already starting to darken up. But again, a good tincture's got to go 60 days minimum, and as much as 90 days in some cases, depending on the quality of the herbs. Now they always say shake. I don't like shaking. I like stirring. I'll open every tincture jar and I'll stir it. First week or so, you want to try to do it every day. And I mean, if you can stir it once every day, good for you. Some of them, you know, I forget about and I don't get back to them for 4 or 5 days, you know? And then I'll come and I'll stir it a little bit. And that's really all you got to do, you know? The rule is stir it at least a couple times a week, you know? Preferably every day, but listen, life is busy. I know I don't get to it. And my tinctures come out really good, so... and already you can smell the saw palmetto. And it's funny because I bought some saw palmetto the other day, some tincture, just trying different ones out. And because it's harder to find nowadays. And I could barely smell saw palmetto in it. And it was light. It shouldn't be light in color. So they're probably, whatever company that was, I won't name them, they're probably buying it in bulk from companies like ours and then cutting it in half. That's what I think they're doing. Because nobody checks what they say on their labels. But anyway, we're all about putting a quality product out there for people. And for our own products, because we like to be self-sufficient, especially in this day and age, and make our own ingredients so we know where they're coming from. And we're actually getting into growing some of our own herbs too. We can't grow saw palmetto up here in New York. But other things we are growing, and we're using a greenhouse to grow certain things. And this way we kind of have control from seed to the final tincture, which is really the only way to go. You have to be very careful buying tinctures, that you don't get some Chinese crap, because you don't even know what's in there. You don't even know if the alcohol they use is safe for human consumption, even to put a few drops on your tongue. I'd be very leery. So anyway, the last thing about saw palmettos, and not just tincture in general, saw palmetto is awesome for 2 things especially. Hair growth for men and women, by the way, and that means you can even mix it into like a serum. And you never want to use like a tincture, full 100% on your skin. So you can even mix it with, like some people will take a tincture of saw palmetto and mix it, say, half and half with distilled water, right? And then shake it up and actually spray it on their hair, on their scalp. And it does promote hair growth and helps reduce thinning hair. That's a fact. The other great thing about saw palmetto is, in pills or tincture, is it's excellent for prostate support. Very well known. A lot of prostate products use it. You can take a really good organic saw palmetto tincture in a dropper and just put a few drops under your tongue every day. You could do as much as a milliliter. So it's incredible for the prostate. It's very well known. And you'll see some of your best prostate products, actually saw palmetto is one of the biggest ingredients in there. But there you go. That's how you make your basic tincture. Try to find a good supplier with good quality product that you know, or at least believe is organic, because I don't believe everything I hear in this industry either when somebody tells me it's organic, But that's another story. This is all about making the tincture. So in hopefully 60 days, but definitely 90 days, we're going to have beautiful saw palmetto berry tincture. And it's going to be better than anything you can buy on the market. And like I said, we're going to start actually selling our tinctures now and creating a new product line, since these days everybody's getting gouged or they're getting screwed with Chinese crap. So it's time to start making our own in America. And great place to start is Saw Palmetto in our case, because we use it in a couple of our larger products. But we make horseradish tincture, we make green tea tincture, we make olive leaf tincture, nettle tincture, rosemary tincture, anything you can think of. In fact, a new one we're doing is arnica tincture, so that we're going to use in certain products. Arnica is great for topical pain, for bruising, for that sort of thing. So that's another great one. But tinctures are incredible. And, you know, again, I'm a big believer in alcohol tinctures, because when you start adding MCT coconut oil, glycerin, things like that, you're diluting it and you are not getting the true medicinal qualities that you get with a pure alcohol tincture. Just remember, the few tips are: have great product to start with. Use 100 proof vodka only. You don't want to use like a whiskey or anything flavored, because you're going to mess up the flavor of the herbs, which is what we are after. Glass jars only. Glass jars, no plastic, it leaches, no good. Glass only. Make sure at first you leave the top a little bit loose, just a little bit, right? But don't go shaking it and forget that the top is a little loose. Other thing is, leave a little bit of room in there, so the fumes and everything, so till the concoction gets going. And then the last thing is, you know, once a day, as I say, you should stir it. But if you're lazy or busy like me, you might only get to it once every 5 or 6 days, which is okay too. Just every time you walk by it, stir it. That's how you make a tincture. And as you can see, this olive leaf tincture, like I said, is 14 days old. I don't know if you can see it in the camera there, but it's really beautiful and dark. Smells so good. And by the time this stuff is 60 days, oh my God, you can smell right now the olive leaf. It's wonderful. So there you go. So good luck making tinctures.